Hello everybody and welcome to Ineptt Television. I'm really excited about putting this game on. I threw together a quick one. This is being played solitaire or solo. So I just want to take you through what I've done. So one of the things that I love about Ineptt is it is story based. The scenarios are all supposed to be designed around an actual idea or a story. You can make it up yourself, you can take it from a book, you can take it from a movie, do whatever you want. So what I have here, in this particular scenario, the concept is an evil, mad scientist type guy has come to a small Pacific island off the coast of the, like in the Marianas area. It's not really relevant of where the island is. It's a small island. It used to be held by the Japanese Army and Navy during World War II. And this guy has been exiled from both North Korea and China for his outlandish ways. And he's a microbiologist, and he's got a real twisted way of wanting to use biology to reanimate corpses in a nutshell. So the idea in this particular game is there was a small research group on this island which was deserted after World War II, and it was deserted because the Japanese took over the island and threw all the islanders off, and the island was strafed and bombed by the Americans when they were taking over the various islands, and they figured that everybody died. There was only about 40 Japanese soldiers and sailors in the garrison, and they were all killed during World War II. So, they thought they were all killed. Not all of them actually died. Most of them did, but a few of them lived on for a few years. Anyway, this research team came here to look at flora and fauna and figure out how the island survived after being hit by various fallouts from radiation, etc., when they did the Bikini Atoll atomic explosions. So this research team, about 6 researchers, came here, and they had set up a comms shack. And this building here was actually one that they built for themselves. This building here is supposed to be an old fortification that the Japanese used during World War II, and you can see there's a couple bunkers. And then there's an old Japanese garrison back here, which was refurbished by the Mad Doctor. You can't really see it because you're not supposed to see it yet. But there's tanks there with biological and chemical compounds that can reanimate the dead. So the research team goes invisible. They all of a sudden fall off the radar. There's a sort of an SOS sent out via satellite signal that says we can't go out. They're everywhere. If we open the door, we're dead. And that's the last transmission they get, or that's sent from the island. So Ineptt is sent in because they know something bad is going on because of some of the transmission. And Ineptt has sent an 8-man team, and they also have the inherent crew of their gunboat, which is 5 guys, and then a safety boat with 2. On the island itself, the Mad Doctor has a bunch of mercenaries working for him. And you're probably thinking, okay, why does he have mercenaries if he's raising zombies? Well, the reason why he has mercenaries is because he has to keep guys away like Ineptt. The zombies are something that he's trying to raise to see if he can do it properly and then ultimately conquer the world. So he's also come up with a counter device for his own team, which consists of himself, another doctor, and a small team of himself and a doctor slant security guard. So the 2 of them run the actual show. The rest are mercenaries. So we got a mercenary here. We got 2 at the bridge. There's 3 in this building that's like a garrison building for the mercenaries. We got 2 mercenaries in here. We got 1 in the tower. We got 1 there, and then we got 1 over in the bunker. Now, obviously, if you were playing this with Ineptt, they don't know that those guys are all there. Ineppt's coming in blind. But of course, I'm running it solo, so I know they're there. Back behind those 2 stone buildings is where the zombies will come from. And ultimately, Ineptt has to come in, destroy the doctor, and the zombies are now in. They're active. They're for lack of a better term, they're now undead. So they have to wipe out the zombies too. Now, the beauty behind Ineptt is that you don't have to have something in the rules that say you can do Japanese zombies of World War II. You can use the standard zombie if you want to. You can make up your own zombies. And in this case, I'm using zombies similar to a raver type. They're going to have a movement of 12, and they'll take 3 wounds. And the 3 wounds will put them down. That'll be it. They're dead per zombie. So they're pretty tough. They're fast, and they can move through the jungle at 12 inches, just like they can move on a path at 12 inches. Doesn't matter. They can rush through the jungle like nobody's business, because they don't really care if they're getting scratched by big leafy jungle leaves or getting stuck in mud. They're just moving. Yeah, so the gunboat, I don't have a gunboat like that in the rules, so I put on whatever I figure I want to put on. So on this boat, the rear gun is a 25 millimeter automatic autocannon. The forward one is a 30 millimeter autocannon. So they're quite devastating pieces of kit for a small action like this with no armor. The boat won't have a whole heck of a lot of defenses, and it'll probably, it could probably take 12, maybe 16 wounds before it would start to sink. So there you go. I'm going to use the standard Ineptt teams. Each one, sorry, let me go back up a bit. I'm using the ready-made teams out of the book, but I'm giving them the special ability of Damn Lucky. Now, Damn Lucky is one of my favorite abilities, because if you fail a roll, you can use it again. Now, you can only use Damn Lucky once per game, unless you have multiple levels for your Ineptt players or your Ineptt team, and then they can take a second Damn Lucky roll, but they have to increase in levels before they can do that. So there you go. That's the basic concept of the game tonight. I'm probably not going to get to play much tonight because I've got to go to work early in the morning, but I wanted to show you the setup. Ineppt's about to land on the jetty, and they're going to put the safety boat, which is right here. The safety boat's going to go in the water, and it'll come back over this way, at which point I'll dismount two of the crew, and they can move in this way to sort of help the guys that are going to be sweeping around that way, the main Ineptt team. Okay, so there we go. I'll start this up first thing tomorrow if I can after work, and I would think that the whole game should take maybe 40 minutes playing solo. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow night.